Up there, he was definitely off that zone compared to other boys, and he's going to drop a wheel. Oh, he's going to pull off the bumper. He just put back on after last practice.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time now for the Pro Championship as we see them start to line up. The weather looks sensational here at Manfeild Circuit Chris Amon here in the mighty Manawa 2. And there goes some of our pro drivers, Sam West, Connor Halligan. In the middle of the shot is Taylor James, and of course on the right is Dave Stedman. Hello, boys.
So yeah, we're going to see them out on track really shortly. Dave Stedman, he's pretty good at Manfeild. He likes this track. I think he's had some good
first time he ever won a round was here.
Yeah, he's had some great success here. So good to see these boys. Connor Halligan, rising talent, Pro Sport winner from 2 years ago, and man, can he pedal a car, that boy?
Just saw a 32 at the bottom of the shot. That means if the 32's there's an issue with the JDM team and one of their cars, the other cars have been dropped out.
Now, I'm pretty sure James himself, McManaway, is driving a 32. He's into
is that what he's doing?
Yeah, he's handed the keys to Luke Fink to the S15. So yeah, we're good to see what Luke Fink can do. He's an insane driver, insane competitive driver, chase driver, and something that doesn't fail. We saw him have some car dramas at Hampton Downs that definitely robbed him from some good battles.
So here's the weather. If you can't work it out, it's raining. Currently 19 degrees with a wind speed of 13. If it was a bit more, maybe you would see a little bit of this rain dissipate. So these guys must be locals because they know, one, how to just walk around in shorts and weather like this with your hoodies and hats on. Very smart. Well done. Oh, he's got wet shorts.
Definitely. Thanks to these guys for braving it out to come out and watch some wet drifting, but the Pro Sports just put on a pretty damn good show for qualifying. Kept it on the track, nothing needed to be recovered. Michael
Thorley on the left-hand side of the shot. Thorley, I said to him, look at that. This is why Tony Wilson is Tony Wilson. He's just the man. Beautiful shots.
Here we go.
With the lens flare in the background.
First group of lads heading out. For their first session, like I said, the new qualifying style here for D1NZ in groups to keep the intensity up, which is awesome. And first at the bat is going to be an old face from D1NZ from the Pro Sport ranks, Shannon Davison Redmond, who had some great results at Mount Smart a couple of years ago and ended up in that year jumping into the pro ranks that around when we allowed them to come through in the top three.
Let's do that again.
And he drove Andy Donohue's car and unfortunately put it straight in the wall, unfortunately for Shannon. And then that's probably the last time we've seen him in the D1 circuit. He's a good dude. He worked on his car a couple of times in my workshop, getting it prepared up here from Christchurch. So big commitment from these Christchurch boys, and it's good to see them coming up here to join D1NZ. So boys out there braving the rain under their umbrellas.
JDM guys said that they'll give me a hoodie if I could cut a JDM sticker into the broadcast.
Oh, okay.
I can't though, so I'm just going to steal the hoodie.
You're getting all this free gear, Steve. Jace Brown back here. Jace Brown's back to compete. He wasn't there, unfortunately, yet.
Do you know why?
Round 2. I don't know why.
Because Jace Brown.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Nice.
Not a petty guy at all, honest.
Funny.
Yeah.
Really funny.
Face for radio too, sorry about that.
Andy Donohue just whipping by a screen there. Epic S14. That's a really nice S14 with a big LS under it. It's got nitrous in it. Tuned by NDT on North Shore.
Where did that car come from?
He built it.
Was that one? Yeah.
Andy built it.
Every time I saw it, I think...
Laurel. He drove a Laurel with a V8 in it and then transferred over to the S14. It's a good looking car. Behind him, who do we have behind Donohue? Oh, we have the local man, Jared Lonacrona. Great dude, epic car. It'll be good to see what he can do down here. Done many a lap around Manfeild and let's see what he can do in his hometown. Maybe one of the first times he might have driven that
Johnny Latham
epic car in the rain. Johnny Latham ahead. Yep, we missed him just before. Johnny Latham from Christchurch. He's got that BMW. He's had success here before, Johnny Latham, years ago in the RX-7 that ended up being Dylan Morehouse's. I believe he won this round.
Oh, wow. And Nicky Brown, I love the new scheme that you've done for your boy Jace.
Yeah, rightio. Jace Brown, let's go with that monster machine he's got. He's up third in qualifying. There we go, Kurt Blackie. Hopefully he's not going to have any mechanical woes this round. Mechanical woes around one with an engine failure, and then last round, unfortunately, got caught out with the no 5-minute rule that we have in Pro now, and wasn't allowed to change his axle.
It's come back
in the allotted time, and now the drivers have come together to get rid of that rule. So the 5-minute rule is back, which we'll go into more technicalities of 5-minute rule over the weekend. As we see the James Dudley car driven by Shannon Davidson Redmond, 1.5J under the bonnet, tuned by Brian Ingham, NDT on the North Shore as well. It's got a Jericho 4-speed in it and a whole lot of power. We saw Brodie Mayer from Australia come over and compete in this car at an event at the end of last year. And now James Dudley obviously just is a sucker for punishment and loves to lend his car out to people, but good on him for getting another person into the competition as we see him head off down the front straight, grab the left of the cones, the lead line, which is what they need to use for the qualifying run, around the left-hand side of the cones.
And we'll see what Shannon Davison Redmond can do as he gets ready to take on the challenging track that is Manfeild today. It's wet, it's slippery, but these guys here are the D1NZ Pro Championship.
Very big commitment here from Shannon, straight out of the bat. He entered very, very early. I don't know if that's going to be a downfall for him, but he seems to be able to get through this section pretty damn well. And obviously the pro cars stepping up. There we go, 2 wheels off. I'm pretty damn sure there's 2 wheels off there.
And a recorrection as well, so reinitiation essentially. Big drag on the handbrake, he'll come through and finish the section off. The only question is this a terrible score or is this a 0?
Yeah, what we're going to see from the judges, they've got to be pretty damn hard on them because these pro drivers, obviously all of us, we're supposed to be pretty good at our jobs, but a very, very big commitment there from Shannon, entering very early in the rain. And I don't actually know how he pulled that off. I thought he was going to end up in the marshal box. As we see, there we go, there's that 1 or 2 wheels. Luckily I'm not a judge, but they might be able to do a little replay on that and see if that was 1 or 2 wheels. Oh, they already have, they've already called it. It's a 1.
It's a 1, yeah.
Johnny Latham lined up this BMW. He's been building this for a long time. He's got a TRD Toyota motor V8. I don't know if it's a sprint car motor or a NASCAR. It's got a Toyota TRD motor.
Okay, so this one here, if it's got a Toyota TRD, would have to be the same sort of motor that's under Kerry Jones, if you've known him from the sports car ranks that we see racing around New Zealand. This will be the NASCAR engine that they race, or they're very similar to. So there's only a very small handful of them in New Zealand. They are
impressive bit of kit. This car, impressive bit of kit. I've supplied a few parts who work for it, and I've been able to see it firsthand. So let's see what Johnny Latham can do in his first competition back. Entering that sweep, big handbrake drag to enter into the sweeper as he's quite wide and quite committed. Can he bring this back to the touch and go to grab that little bit off that rubber strip, a little bit off that touch and go? He made it back, but listen to the tone of this Toyota V8.
Just turn it up. The torque is incredible.
Yeah, it sounds great. The sprint car motor is a little bit over rotation there. Definitely going to be marked down heavily by the judges for upsetting that last little bit. We see some 3-wheel action. He grabs the link flag on his way out.
Oh, well done. I mean, he's from the South Island, and so is Link ECU. So, all right, we'll see what happens for Johnny Latham. Wow, what a glorious sound as we see him heading up through Splash.
Yeah, here we go. Just a few corrections. Bit of a messy run here from Johnny. Maybe some butterflies for his first qualifying session back. Throw in the conditions, and for probably the first or second time of driving the setup of the BMW he's been building. It's definitely a challenge, but a bit of 3-wheel action there as he leaves the section, and we're going to see a score. We're going to see another average 1. Waiting for the judges to come through.
Well, he's back. He won a round in Topol, was it last year?
That's correct.
This one up,
That's correct.
He is back.
He beat me in the top 4 last year in Taupo. Good on Jace.
07 Frankenstein is Jace Brown out of Hamilton.
Pulled his wing off. He's pulled his wing off. We'll be looking for more controlled transitions when you pull the wing off.
Valvoline on the fenders. Vita on the door. 07, it is Jace Brown.
Let's see what he can do here. Another early entry through the cones, nice and settled. As he gets the sweeper, he's got this middle line. He's a little bit more online than we've seen. Little steering correction there, and an aggressive switch. Can he save it? No, he can't. And that's going to be a 1. But yeah, Wow.
So of course, that thing, still, let's say a supercharged 1UZ, yeah?
It is. It's a supercharged 1U, and there's two of them in New Zealand that are good. You've got Geordie Cole's one, and you've got Jace Brown's one. Geordie Cole's one obviously is twin turbo. Jace Brown's is charged. So whether you like the charger or the turbo, it's up to you. But definitely a monster of a car. This thing, Jace Brown, yeah,
It's definitely a monster.
tiny vehicle, and it is, without the pun of it, saying Frankenstein on the back. It's a monster of a car, and he loves to rev it. Loves a pit rev too. Loves a pit rev.
Yeah,
Loves a revving in the pits.
Vitor performance tyres on the door. And there goes
almost saved that wide span lock in the front of it, but yeah, unfortunately.
Well, that's going to make the highlights reels, isn't it?
In the dry, he might have been able to pull that off, but big commitment on that switch, maybe just a little bit too hard to commitment into that transition. What do we got next? This thing's loud. You can hear it coming through the walls of your little studio here, Steve. Is that Andy Donahue?
Well, it sounds like it might be. That sounds like the sound of a, LS7?
I think it is. I think it is a 7 with that high-rise Edelbrock.
See, I always thought that was Filthy Phil's car, because Filthy Phil, the Gaz White, I'm sure is an LS7 and S14. And when I saw the same thing happen, I'm like, oh, he's just painted the red car white, but no, he has not.
No, he's built his own. Andy Donahue built his own cars, built a good car. Nice and tidy. That big Kindred Labs wing, or on the back of it, I think it is. Pre-facelift as well. Don't see many pre-facelift S14s. Out there competing, a lot of grassroots cars, a lot of tidy cars.
Yeah, and you can get one at the right price too. Oh, gosh, yes, I just did that.
Here we go. Andy Donahue, see if he's going to enter early, or is he going to enter the cones? A little bit of an early entry there from Andy to get set up. A little bit of left foot brake with that brake strip getting illuminated as he's mid-track where they want him to be. Just not getting in deep enough into that touch and go zone though. That's one of the points that's definitely going to be a markdown. Let's see what he can do to finish the lap off. Gets out to that zone nice and tidy. Flames popping out the side of it, and he's dropping a wheel to get a little bit of a deduction coming through. And yeah, definitely a bit of an untidy finish to the lap here from Andy Donahue, unfortunately. We saw a nice sweeper. The sweeper was turning into be a nice smooth start to the run, and just a couple of mistakes, they're putting him offline. And are we going to see a 1? We are. We're going to see a 1 from the boys upstairs. Another 1. We've only got 1 score on the board from Johnny Latham. And
yeah, but these are the pros. They're the best of the best.
That's it. Yeah, you got to be harsher on them. Got to be harsher on them. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. A lot of grip in that car. You can see it just wants to pull straight. They're struggling to get it out to these zones.
So what do you do to lose the grip? Just pick up tyre pressure?
Yeah, tyre pressure, suspension. Depends on how you want to do it. Dampers in the suspension, you can go up harder. Tyre pressure is the easiest and fastest thing, especially in the rain. That's going to be tyre pressure.
Well, let's see what this gentleman here can do. It is Jaron Olive Kroner in the 1GZ FE. That's the V12 by Hartley Engines and Motorsport. This is a Lexus RCF 2021, and it's he's only picked it back to 1,000 horsepower, but can develop substantially more than that. Jaron, the local man, he is from Fielding, and he is behind the wheel of that beautiful Flamingo Lexus.
Yeah, listen to this thing. I don't think there's any of these competing anywhere in the world, this engine setup. But let's see how it goes. We're dipping through there, nice and tight laps. 4J Jaron Olive Kroner has done a lot of laps around this circuit, but I don't know how many he's done in this car. As he drops a wheel, there's going to be a deduction. Grabs a bit of left foot brake out to that zone. Just doesn't get deep enough into that zone we want to see, and then finishes off the lap. Oh, as we hear some exhaust ripple strips of
such a pitch, such a beautiful sound. So that engine developed here in the Manawatu as well by Hartley Engines and Motorsport. Nelson Hartley, of course, brother of Brendan Hartley. Brendan Hartley, what is it, drive is what we drive down here. Brendan, our last, before Liam Lawson, last driver to run in Formula 1. Drove for Scuderia Toro Rosso, which is now the Red Bull second team. What are they called? RB. As we see out of my hometown of Tauranga, it is Kurt Blackie behind the wheel of the mighty Wolfie. LS powered 86. And if you were hoping to get along and meet some of your favourite drifters tonight, we were going to head down to the square and get some of these, but unfortunately because of the weather, I don't think there's much point of a sausage sizzle.
As we see Kurt Black into this section there, he entered right on the cones. A little bit of wavering on the sweeper, and he's going to over-rotate, and unfortunately we're going to see another one. Obviously treacherous conditions out there. I don't envy these boys now. It was dry this morning when I turned up. Definitely envied them to be on the track, but now in the rain like this, it's so challenging, it's so hard. So hats off them for just being out there. But Kurt Black, let's hope this weekend he gets rid of his mechanical dramas and issues and has a good weekend.
So what's going through Kurt's mind right now? You know, trying to obviously prepare the car after you've had so many different sort of changes. He's got a rear end, you know, changes that they've made and stuff like that. And of course, going from dry to wet. What are you thinking?
Yeah, definitely. So Kurt would have seen that his car's performing mechanically this morning. He would have been a lot happier with it. They would have made his suspension changes and the things he would have done. Obviously, we didn't get to test on this track for the wet. So the hardest thing in your mind frame is going around these exact cones and figuring out what is going to happen on this lap. Can I just get it through? Can I just bank some points? And that's it. We're going into his second pass, and he's definitely going to need to tone it back a touch and get some points. As we see Shannon Davison Redmond out here with his second run. He got a 1 on his first, and he's going to have a 1 on his second. So unfortunately,
so 3 1s will average a 1. 3 1s again will also average a 1, and sadly that's not going to make you number 1.
So just going back to that thing with Kurt Blackie. So he now needs to reset. He's got half a lap to drive around to reset. If he's talking to his comms, figuring out what's going on. Unfortunately, he doesn't get to make any changes to the vehicle during his 2 runs because he's out there in a pack. He might be able to get a quick time to jump out and change the tyre pressure or change the dampener. I don't know the rules around that, but in his mind, he needs to just reset, figure out what went wrong, why it was over-rotated. Was he using too much clutch? Was he using too much steering, handbrake, whatever it was, and come back with a clean slate, figure out that limit that he broke to spin that car out, and come back and fix it for a second run just to get some points on the board.
Well, one person who has got points on the board right now is the man sitting in second position in qualifying, Johnny Latham in that BMW.
That's it, Johnny Latham here in this impressive BMW, as we see 44.7 on his first run, as we see him lead up into this first corner on the sweeper here. He's entering nice and wide, not too early. Listen to that Toyota V8. I love that sound of a sprint car motor.
Yeah, that's...
As he flicks in, there's a lot of side roll in that suspension, so let's see if he can keep it together to improve his 44.7 on his first run. Bit off throttle there as he comes up high. Oh, there's going to be a steering correction there. The judge is going to be harsh on him. Is he going to receive a 1?
Yeah, so that's the Toyota TRD NASCAR motor. Very, very special motor. This is not like the motor we'll see next, which is the Jace Brown one. Having a look at the daylight team replay of Johnny Latham behind the wheel. And just a serious piece of machinery. I was talking to another guy who runs this one here, and he just said that it is one of the coolest motors. They're just an absolute joy.
Yeah.
But it's funny, you talk about the sprint cars. Now, 8 times New Zealand sprint car champion, Kerry Jones out of Woking, Auckland, I think it is. And he campaigns one of these in a Corvette. We've seen him in the Super Sprint Motorsport New Zealand Championship this summer and just dominating the world. But we go from one V8 Toyota to another one. Yeah,
very diverse, very different V8s. We've got a supercharged 1U here with Jace Brown. Let's see what he can do. Jace Brown's sitting on a 1 for his first run as he initiates a little bit later than he did on his first run into the sweeper. He's a little bit shallower, but this could be a safer line for him to take to grab some points. Oh, we see a little bit of a straight line there as he was transitioning through Splash. The judge is going to be harsh on him. I think they might be. Here we go. Can he finish his lap off? Oh, yeah, they're going to lose the front. So it's very tough for these guys. They've got so much mechanical grip in the back. Looks like they're losing the front in an instant with these treacherous raining conditions. And it's so hard to get heat into these front tyres as well, just with the short run up. down the front straight when they've been sitting there for 5 minutes. They go stone cold in this rain.
Jace Brown being zeroed again, so 1 point each, so 22 points the maximum. We are in a top 24 draw. They did consider putting maybe a top 16, or there was discussions about that, but 24 seeds in for tomorrow. And of course, one of the things about seeding them for tomorrow was however the finishing result and the finishing order, and for tomorrow is the basically the qualifying order of for Sunday. Just had a look at, quite interesting, that two of the judges said that they scored Johnny Latham's previous run with a 1. One actually put scores on the board, so he averaged 13 points, which was that one judge's score divided by 3.
Oh wow, that's the first time I've seen that.
Andy Donoghue back out on track. He'll be trying to set a pace here again. Another person who hasn't been able to score so far. 1 point across the board, second run of the day in qualifying. This is for round 3 tomorrow of the Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship.
Andy Donoghue just navigating this tricky course. And we're going to see a straight line there. The judges looking at their tablets. They are straight away before the run's even finished. So unfortunately for Andy Donoghue, he's going to be on a pair of ones. Still in the show for tomorrow though, which is good. Andy, good dude, good driver.
Here's a question for you.
Yeah.
Weather like this.
Yeah.
Somebody just mentioned it, which is Wayne Ott, and he said, how many electrical issues tomorrow due to the water in the cars?
No, well, they're all wired professionally. They're all motorsport wired. You know, they use the Repco wiring, they use all the heat shrinks and things like that. Definitely, if you're going to have your windows down all the time, you end up in a puddle. But yeah, the great crews get everything dried out and things like that for tomorrow. So
there you go.
Yeah, they're made to drive in these conditions, much like your road cars are driving, and the wiring obviously is a lot more top spec than the normal road car that you're driving around in. Well, most cars are anyway. You can see some cars that are absolute bird's nest, but yeah, when it's got good motorsport wiring in these vehicles, they're definitely built for the task. They're built for the rain. They're built for the elements.
This guy here is built for Manfeild Circuit. Chris Amon, he sits on the top spot at the moment. 74.7 for Jaron Olafkrona after his first run. He'll be trying to, because he knows that he's got a great score so far, it's time to let it scream. Maybe see if you can grab a higher position. He knows his track better than any other driver. He lives probably 2 kilometres away from here is where Kester and the family home is. Out of splash. Just
listen to it. It's so quiet for a car with so many cylinders. It's got 2 turbos under there.
And the turbos is what made it quiet.
Yeah. As he finishes that lap off Jaron, he had 74.7 for his first run. Can he improve on that? I don't know. It looks like the rain's getting a little bit harder than the first run as well. As we see him here on the sweeper, nice and smooth. A couple of steering adjustments, good hard initiation into splash on that first zone.
So obviously a few wheel drops. I personally don't see it improving in comparison to his first run. He got some great scores in his first one, 78, 82 and a 76. Yeah, 4-point deduction for a 74.7.
Right, Kurt, come on, mate. Let's pull it off. Another man wearing a Drift Corp hat in his profile photo. Him and DK, Digger Dan, obviously want to be members of Drift Corp. But here we go. Kurt, can he pull it off?
Well, let's see what the Tauranga local can do. It's the LS under the bonnet of that Toyota GT86.
Yeah, so very mellow initiation, almost straight on that initiation. And he's got through the point. A lot of wavering going on here, but he's going to grab some points. All he needs to do is finish this lap. You can hear it in his tone. He's dropped the revs down just to keep it controllable. A little wheel drop there. It's going to be a slight deduction. Get up high before shooting into the last corner. Can he keep it together and grab some points for the board?
Yeah,
here we go. He's
that just screams out top spot. You wouldn't believe it. Jaron Olafkrona actually has scored better in the previous lap because of points deductions. 75 points to increase his lead, but this one here was a very strong run by Kurt Blackie. Yeah,
just a little bit of wavering on this, and not a great initiation. He was a little bit worried, a little bit scared. He loses the front there a little bit, but doesn't straight line. So let's see if he can finish the lap. Well, obviously we've seen it already, but let's see what the judges are going to score him. They haven't given him a 1 yet or anything like that, so that's good. That's promising. Let's see where he's going to put. But Kurt will be so relieved. His car's got through it. He's got through 2 qualifying sessions.
Absolutely.
He's going to park it up for the night.
Well, let's have a look at the moment. I don't know why we're getting shown. Look, there are 4 people equal at the moment on the same position for third, which is Andrew Donahue, Jace Brown, Shannon Davison Redmond, and Kurt Blackie. But on the top spot currently is Jaron Olive Kroner with Johnny Latham in behind. We're just waiting for one more score to come through.
That's
I
right.
think that Kurt Blackie has got to be going up.
Kurt Blackie should have a bag of points here. Whether it's going to be a 75 or not, I would say with those issues, no. 52.7.
Really? Why?
Score. I'm guessing it's because of that Super Steve. He just didn't initiate hard enough.
Hello to the Team DSR out there. There's Rex in the middle. Hello, Rex. There's Dave, Kurt Blackie's dad. Jamie. Aaron Habib, 52. I really thought that would have been higher, but that's why I'm not a judge.
I think it was just that sweeper for him, mate. That sweeper.
So, of course, this is rounds 3 and 4 this weekend, but after that is the final round at Bay Park Speedway. The Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship is heading to Tauranga for the grand finale of the 2024 season. 50 of New Zealand's best sideways masters take on New Zealand's House of Drift, the concrete jungle of Bay Park Stadium, in a 2-night electrifying motorsport showcase, which crowns a champion. An atmosphere like no other with high horsepower drifting battles, show cars, monster truck demonstration and more. Thousands of tyres, hundreds of battles, but there can be only one Drift King. Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship Grand Finale, Bay Park Stadium, Friday and Saturday, May 10th and 11th. Get your tickets now at D1NZ.com. Oh man, that's going to be a big one. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, looking forward to it. It's going to be one hell of a show. And to, there's us on the TV. And to head back there. And obviously, it's going to be epic to see come Sunday night the championship standings in both competitions.
Did you know that we can find ourselves depending on the results, we could crown some champions essentially this. We're not going to do that though if they do get there, because we will save it for Bay Park.
100%. You need to save it for Bay Park, but we'll have a good idea of what's going to be going on in these 2 championships, and they're close at the moment.
Look at that monster truck on the left hand side of the screen. I can't wait to see that. Yeah, that thing there. Look at it. Imagine driving that. But how dismal is this qualifying so far? It's been terrible because of the weather.
Dismal weather. Dismal weather.
No,
These boys are
dismal drivers.
As they can.
Terrible.
Right?
I tell you what, if Ben Jenkins, Cole Armstrong, who's all the other washed-up drifters that have given up and gone to the bottom, they would their 100-point scores, I guarantee
I don't think so. I'm not going to talk myself up like that.
I will.
As much as it challenges any of these boys, Steve. So let's see what we can go. Here we go. Adam Davies, good mate of mine. And there's 20B 180SX. He's obviously lent his other car, the Unicorn, out to Taylor James.
Yes, he sure has. Oh, there's another 180 as well. That's got a slightly different engine, the mighty RB.
Yeah, Michael Thorley. Michael Thorley definitely impressive driving over the last couple of years. As we see Adam taking off, that distinctive noise of a 20B turbo. So let's see what he can do. He's also had some good success down here. The DSR boys have had some great success together down here.
They certainly have. Both of them, their first ever round wins were here at Manfeild. I think that was year after year. And of course, they've won with Luke Fink as well here with the mighty Unicorn. These cars, DSR, one track that they seem to love. Let's see what Oh, don't talk, just listen to that motor.
Here we go, just not in the right spots here. It's just so wet out there for these boys. Treacherous conditions. As he's missed that first zone.
Nah, it's only one wheel off a long time.
And going straight. A lot of flames coming out of that car, Steve. Wastegate flames and exhaust flames.
Oh, just... I'm not even really a rotary fan, but you just can't not love that. Let's have a look at the replay again. Dale ITM bringing us the replays. Of course, you're watching now on Sky Sport tomorrow from 2 p.m. We're going to run through on Facebook again and on our YouTube channel, D1NZ, before switching it up. So it's the Repco 24/7 Mimico machine of Adam Davies, who just drags on that handbrake, tries to settle the car down, and just this weather conditions has just been horrible for everyone.
Weather conditions, you know, this their first qualifying lap is their first test lap for this track in the rain for this comp. So yeah, very, very hard. Looked like Adam's car there was way too gripped up and just wanted to straighten them on him all the time. Let's jump over to Brucey Boy, good mate of mine again. See what he can do in this epic S13.
The Rocket Bunny Mag and Turbo from Hamilton. It is Bruce Taddock behind the wheel. I missed the beard, Brucey. Bring it back.
He's very wide on that sweeper, but can he bring it back? Didn't get the right camera angle there, but he's coming through Splash. He's keeping it on the track. He's not. Everyone's dropping wheels. Everyone's dropping wheels there.
Oh, if
and
he over-rotates it, just keep your foot on it.
For an average one, Brucey, come on.
Well, you got the same score as Adam Davies, so I mean it shows you the score of the level. So right now we have, okay, we've seen 8 drivers. How many people have scored?
Bruce will be kicking himself.
Oh man, we've got like 3 scores in.
The only man on a Achilles 123S tyre. He's got a stockpile of tyres sitting in a Mag and Turbo.
So look, in this situation as a driver, these guys need to qualify. They need to basically bank a score. Why are we not seeing them taking it maybe a little bit easier and going for a 50-point run? Why are they pushing for the hundreds?
So one of the biggest things, like I said before, is that they have not done a wet lap round here. So all these cars are all taking a guess on their own cars of a setup to try, and if they are still set up for the dry and they're just Hail Marying it for qualifying because they know that they're going to get through tomorrow anyway, we don't know, but definitely a few technical things you can do to make it easier for you to drive. As we see James McManaway in the party car, his party car.
Oh, I want to see it drift on a barge.
It's coming through pretty clean. He's the only man to not drop a wheel so far, and he's straight lined it, so that's going to be a 1.
Also though, he's like, oh, I straight lined it. I know the judges are going to zero me. Let's make it exciting for the highlights reels.
Yeah, when you make a mistake,
no, but
you've got a 1.
James McManaway, let's talk about this car for a second. See how it's got, it looks actually a little bit different on the sides. Why? Because they stripped all of the sign writing off and then re-sign wrote both sides of it today, and then James went and did that.
Wow.
Doesn't quite drive it the same as Mr. Luke Fink, does he?
No, good.
Yeah, no, he was hard on locks and he was taking off-road journeys, so that was exactly like Finky was. No, it had been downs.
It was a good sweeper, a good first zone, got through Splash, grabbed the outer zone, didn't drop a wheel, and then it just straightened on him. It must be too gripped up, so there you go. That's back to one of the things. No laps around here in the wet today. A big thing on setup. We saw Adam Davies before come out. Car looked way too gripped up.
In the rain, what sort of tyre pressures are you running?
It completely depends on the tyre you're running.
Yep.
And what you've got. Some people believe to pump them right up, pump them to the moon. It's a trick of Fangers. He pumps them to the moon.
Yeah.
With his Trias tyres and dissipates all the water. So, yeah, this will be interesting. Aggressive driver, Cody Pullenbury. Let's see what he can do.
Core Civil on the side of that 2JZ powered Nissan S15. It is Cody Pullenbury behind the wheel, creeping out on track.
Now this is a nice smooth sweeper. In the dry, he was very wavery, but in the wet here, this is not bad so far. Just missing a little bit of more points in that clipping zone before, but he's going to keep it on the track. So now all he needs to do is not put a wheel off here.
And he's not going to. No, he hasn't.
Put a wheel off. Put a wheel off for a deduction there, but
that deduction there, this is a sort of strong run.
It's a strong run for the conditions. It definitely is.
Don't do it there, Cody. He didn't. Yes. Finishes with a rolling burnout. That's a score.
Grab some points. That's the most important thing. So now we've got some more points on the board from Cody. He might.
So question about how will the battles be ordered tomorrow if everyone's on a 1? I think it goes back to championship order after that.
I'm correct, it does.
Well, Cody, that's a nice solid run for him, even though we've got the left rear single wheel off coming through out of that last section out of Splash before we head down into the hairpin.
Yeah, just a little touch down there.
All right, well, let's have a look. Oh,
here's Taylor James in the 13B Mimico car, Adam's other car.
Of course, out of Central Drift. Normally has names like John Ray Insurance, etc. on the side of his car in Roundwood, New Zealand, but he's had to go up and hook up the boys from Napa Auto Parts, Repco 24/7 and Mimico. Out of Tukuroa is Taylor James. Taylor used to campaign, he's used to campaigning RB34 powered Nissan S14, and we saw that thing lunch itself.
Steve, this is a lap. This is a lap for a man who's done very minimal laps in that car and in the rain. That was impressive. That was a very, very good lap from Taylor in the rain.
Let's go back a lap quickly. Cody Pullenburry has actually pumped in one heck of a lap, 83 for first position. Even got an 86 out there. Let's see what Taylor James, because this could even go further up.
My money is that this is going to go further up. This is a good lap from Taylor. Look, minimal steering corrections. That car just looks so set up well. I know he's done some work with Darren Kelly and setting this car up for his driving style. He even gets out to that last zone, which we haven't seen many people do. So this is, epic. I'm looking forward to the score coming through for this one for Taylor. 85, there we go.
Oh, you were right. And in there's an 89, an 83, and an 83. What's interesting, though, is that two of the judges actually scored Cody Pullenburry's run higher, but one of them was a big jump. Andrew Redwood's like, nah, there was 4 points difference between the two of them. Let's have a look at the next battle, or the next
Corley, another
one out on track. In
Shallow on that first part of the sweeper on his initiation. His front wheel almost running off. He looks like he's off that zone a little bit, but if he can keep his wheels on, to keep his deductions down, that's going to be the important thing of qualifying here. As he switches through, grabs that zone, doesn't put a wheel off, but here's the important part. Does he put a wheel off? No! Oh, do they count that, or was it just a puddle next to the
It was a puddle.
track?
And he got up the top as well. It's a 180 thing. The crew said I had to call it the veg. I said, why is that? He said it because it stands for Valvoline, NZ and GT Radials. I said, it's okay, I'll just say your sponsors for you.
So coming back to it, this is the thing. But keep your deductions down, because there's so many variables in the rain, these cars, these drivers. You keep your deductions down, your wheels off down. It's going to add to you, obviously, your overall points at the end, but it's so important in the rain when you have to be so technical. As he gets up there, does it a puddle? Well, see, I would argue that is not a wheel off. That might have just been clipping the water on the side of the track. It didn't look like
I'm okay with that.
The tyre moved to me. Here we go. Who we got here? Who's up?
So this is Adam Davies up next.
Davies up next.
The second of the Mimico cars. 20B under the bonnet.
Yeah, right.
Let's see how he can go on his second run.
Second pass, early initiation into the sweeper. He's mid-track. Mid-track, little bit of steering. Adjustments there, a little bit off that zone as well as he comes through splash corner.
Go for points, boy, go for points.
That's it. Keep his deductions down. Don't put any wheels off. You want to add to these points. He's down on the throttle. Normally this thing is screaming.
Better.
As he gets up high, just to get up high enough. A few corrections to get down to that clip and up to the top, finish the lap off, but he's going to keep it all on the track, and he is going to improve on his one from his first pass.
Michael Thorley, he was ones across the board. So let's see what the improvement will be. We know he's gone 3 1s, and we know that the track's starting to maybe get better, or these guys just have been talking to each other going, what are you guys on? Because we need to finish the lap.
That's it. And we've just seen, actually, Steve, I'm looking at Taylor James' score has been altered from an 85 to an 84.3. So obviously someone couldn't use a calculator right on the other side of this.
Yeah.
But he's corrected on an 84.3 and still leading over. Could have put a on an 83.
Score's just come through for Adam Davies. He's moved into 4th position with a 63.7. It's got 2 points of deductions across the 68, 69 and 60 of the 3 scores, as Bruce Tannock and the Mag and Turbo RB32 powered Nissan S13 Silvia, 800 horsepower under the bonnet for Bruce Tannock. Let's see how he can go.
Let's go, Bruce. Let's pull a lap off. Let's get some points, mate.
Car number 31 goes with his age.
Here he goes. He's leading in. Is he going to enter early, or is he going to enter at the cones? Just before the cones. Gets set onto the sweeper. Nice and smooth so far. Mid-track where he needs to be. Scrub some speed off. Missed that ripple strip, so doesn't spin himself out. Grabs into that late apex until he jumps over to our outer zone. Grabs that nice. Definitely a lot of grip in this car on those 1, 2, 3s. And he's going to put 3 wheels off. No, he didn't. Did he?
Well, I don't know. All I know is he is a former Pro Sport champion. Did you ever win the Pro Sport?
No, I never did. My brother
did you,
Troy,
bro?
My brother Troy did, yeah.
Remind me that when we see Troy. I've got to always, it's important that these drivers remember where they came from.
Man, the sweeper was nice and smooth from Brucey here. It's definitely.
I think the sweeper's going to need a sweeper after this, isn't there?
Yeah, nice switch. Grabs at apex in there to move over to the outer zone. Didn't drop a wheel there, but we put the commentator curse on it. Grabs a handbrake and probably sent the car out just a little bit too wide towards that zone. That could have been avoided with no handbrake drag and trusting himself through that switch on the throttle. And unfortunately, we're going to see Bruce Tannock.
Well, you'll be equal 8th position, I'd say.
Score, yeah.
Equal 7th.
It's got to be...
equal 7th position.
It's got to be a pair of ones, and it is a pair of ones for Brucey, unfortunately, but he'll be back tomorrow to battle it out.
Okay, well, we'll just see. We can maybe talk to the judges and find out if the judges are actually being lenient. So, I don't think they want to talk to us.
No, we're not being lenient.
Oh, there we go. Hello, Andrew. How are you? Just wondering, are you guys being lenient with your scoring, with the conditions?
No, not at all. No, the conditions are the conditions, and the drivers should know how to drive to them. If they are making a spin or a straight line, we're penalising it accordingly.
Fair enough too.
You got to do it. You got to do it that way.
So how's the comfort up there? I know the air conditioning and hair's going really well. Hope it's good for you.
It's mighty crisp and beautiful.
We'll let you get back to your job. Andrew Redwood, of course. What are we going to call him? The lead judge. But talking about the lead judge, this is James McManaway. He's sitting in 12th position currently with 3 1s.
So calm and collected, Mr. Redwood. So calm and collected. Man of little words. Just telling it how it is with these pro drivers having to go out there and do it in ruthless fashion. Maybe we'll catch up with them later. And
yeah, we'll catch up later. Oh yeah, they'll be staying at the same place.
Right, yeah, here we go. James McManaway, number 2 local, in his party car. Let's see what he can do. James McManaway sitting on a 1 as well. Let's see if he can get some points on the board heading into tomorrow.
They wrapped the car. He could have put some rear tail lights on the right-hand side. All right, James McManaway. Well, it's supposed to be an S15 with an LS supercharger, but that seems like something else somebody else is driving. Let's see what the R32 Skyline can do.
Lots of angle, steering into whatever steering kit he's using. He flicks there, just misses that ribble strip. That was a good switch. He's on throttle through the bottom of splash. Can he keep it out of? Yes, he can. Oh, and there we go. He has a straight and too much grip. Too much grip there.
That was better than his last one, though.
It definitely was, but see, we were just talking to Red Bull before. I'm not going to be lenient. If he's not going to be lenient, then that's probably going to be a 1. But let's see. Maybe he's realised he's being too. He's being a
meanie.
He's being a meanie. Let's see.
Cuddy Pullenbury, he went to the top on his last one. It was obviously eclipsed by Taylor James. He'll be the next one out on track as we see. It's a day of how do we score the mistakes. Well, if you're a D1NZ judge, you just see it how you see it.
That's it. And what did they do to James McManaway? They won them pair of 1s. Oh, it is harsh. That is harsh, but it is. That's the judges' criteria. It was a straight line. It was a straight line there. But other than that, the first half of that lap was actually looking really, really good.
All right, well, let's see how Cody PB can go. Cody Pullenbury, of course, on the side of his 2JZ powered Nissan S15. He's run as high as 2nd in the championship. I think he did that, was it last year or the year before? And one day wants to get himself up to the top spot. The Pullenburys, well, right now they're the brothers of drift with you and your bro not there.
That's it. Here we see Cody's well out wide on the sweeper. Can he make it back in? Definitely not the line the boys are looking for, but he's made it back in. He's switched the car. The visor's up. And he's just trying to cruise himself through this lap to grab some points and try and improve on his 83 from run 1. But he's going to drop 1 wheel there. He had a deduction for dropping a wheel in the first run. So I said you need to really keep these deductions down to try and climb to the top of this qualifying leaderboard. But nice and tidy lap.
A good lap for the conditions. So his first one was an 83-point average. What's your thoughts on that? Is this one of the better laps for the conditions that we've seen today?
It is. It is a very good lap. High commitment on that sweeper. As we saw, he was quite wide out. Whether that's the judge line or not, I think they wanted to be a little bit more in a mid-track to grab that clipping point. But commitment-wise on the sweeper, that's the best commitment we've seen on the sweeper, and pulling it off today so far. Well, in my box anyway. Like I said before, you've just got to keep those deductions down. Otherwise, it would have been a good lap from Cody, a high-scoring lap from Cody. But grabbing that wheel off, and it's so obvious to see when it puts up that water trail.
Well, we've
a deduction coming through as we see a score come through, another 2-point deduction, and he's going to finish on a 73.7 with his best score being his first run at an 83 flat for run 1. And now we've got
Taylor James running the Unicorn, the mighty Unicorn. You see the rear tyres looking very much like that S14. All right, so we're going to watch the judges watching this and see
is critical here. Taylor James, this is really critical here.
Okay, Under doesn't
Let's
like
see if
this.
he can improve on his 84.
JT's looking at the sky as it's not raining on your head. Sorry, they can't hear us.
Hopefully they're looking out the window at the qualifying run. Let's go, Taylor. Let's see what he can do.
So mean.
Enters right at the cones, nice and smooth. He's quite wide out on that sweeper compared to his first run, but he's getting back in there. Great touch and go. Grabbed it. It was almost perfect.
Well, we'll see the improvement. Holds it there. Now gets ready to switch. Look at that tyre. Hold it on track.
Here we go. Yep, that's right where he needed to be. Now he needs to get quite high up in the zone. Wasn't as high up there as he was on his first run.
All I've got to say
He's
is,
going to finish the lap. That is hats off to Taylor, mate, and his team.
how good does he look behind the wheel of a rotary? Renee Richmond, what do you think about that? Don't you think he'd be great, Renee Richmond, running a rotary? I know you want to sort him out a rotary for next year for his S14.
Yeah, but he definitely needs to get rid of that RB. That car, mate, it's just been mechanically woed for him for... actually, it hasn't. It hasn't lasted the majors. It's lasted the majors. It's just done it once. But this is a great lap, Steve. This is a lot of commitment. Snappy transition in the wet. He's got that thing dialed on those Trias tyres. And he just gets out to the edge of the track there. Are we going to see an improvement on his 84.3? I mean, it could be. The only thing I could note would be that he probably wasn't as high into this zone right here as he was on his first lap.
So we'll see what the judges say. They scored him an 89, an 83 and an 81. Those were 3 scores for the first run he had, and it is
88.3, epic. Well done, Taylor.
amazing. Michael Thorley, can he improve? We saw him look very, very solid on track, although he zeroed out, well, one out, I guess we could call it, in the first one. He needs to hold it on track.
Yeah, definitely quite wide and a big commitment on that sweeper, probably a little bit too wide. It's definitely scrubbed a lot of speed through Splash on that camera angle, but can he keep it out of the side?
That's better.
He can. He's looking to grab some points here.
And he gets it up as well.
That's good. That's good.
Nice slingshot.
That's great.
That's better.
That's a good lap from Michael Thorley, maybe just letting him down on the sweeper, but overall, the conditions that it was in, that he was in his second lap of driving this configuration of the track in the rain, that was a good lap. Just there, we see the replay starts, is where the mistake was made, but he did what he needed to do to minimise his deductions and grab a good pot of points. So whether that's going to be up in the 80s, this is impressive. That's probably the best we've seen up at that zone today. So let's see how lenient our mates up in the judging tower are going to be.
There's our top 10 so far. So this is qualifying so far. Taylor James sits on the top with an 88.3 from Cody Pullenbury and an 83-point score. Giano of Krona sitting in third place. A local man from Taurunga's Adam Davies on a 63.7. Kurt Blackie on a 52.7. Johnny Lathan on a 44.7. And then there's the rest on one. Chase Brown, James McManaway, Bruce Tannock, Andy Donahue. That's the top 10. And the rest of them are also on one. 12 drivers have been through. There are 10 drivers to go. And we have got a score come through now for Michael Thorley with an 81, an 88 and a 78, 82.3 for third position, Michael Thorley.
Well done, Thorley. That was great. It was a great lap. It was a great ending to the lap as well. And we've seen in that zone.
And Kim Thorley is very, very happy. Got the fire. There we go. There's some waves.
Agreed. Epic lap to Mike. Well done. And so good.
Little one hiding. We see you. We see you. Those are nice pink Crocs. Those are even cooler red bands though, eh? Well, let's have a look and see what Clayton Daly can do. It's supposed to be Fluke Fink up next, but we've got Clayton Daly in the RHP Reed and Harrison Performance LSX powered Supra out of Tauranga. He's making his way around.
This might be the transit lap there, Steve. Yeah. I think they're all just transiting around. We're going to see Fink in a second, but as we see that's the Drew Donovan Supra on the screen, obviously modified and done by the RHP boys. And damn, can Clayton drive that car? Clayton's turning out to be a very competitive and a very good little driver. So, yeah.
Goes James McManaway out there in the Whānau. Oh, look, there's Luke Fink's camera. That's got a broken shutter on the front. Hello to Tiana too. She'll be getting ready to watch her man and the kids. Look at that. You know, how have she not got a jacket on? What do you
Here we go.
yeah.
Luke Fink in the boss's car. Is he going to damage it?
Of course he is.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. But let's see how he goes in this. Luke's actually driven this car a couple of times when it was back in Queensland.
We're going to Luke Fink fans out there, go up and smash the love button. And if you're like me and want to do the angry face, do that just because it's funny. There we go. Angry reacts.
I'm expecting a full commitment. Not expecting. I know what Luke's going to do here is going to be a full commitment lap.
And if he doesn't get there, he's just going to send it to the wind farms.
100%. He puts on a show. He does some epic runs.
And his little man's just got onto the BMX and doing some great jumps too.
Yeah, see that little bossy? Yeah, he's doing some cool things over there on his BMX bike as he's already sideways out of the cones as he flicks them. This is already starting to be an impressive lap. Very, very early entry. Around the sweeper, nice and wide.
Oh, Luke
Nice and smooth. Grabs that touch and go. A lot of handbrake drag there though, just to make it its way into the centre of splash. And keeping it out of the grass. That's the main thing. Minimising his deductions here. Grabs out there, just gets that wheel off.
Another driver to bring it up there, so we'll see the slingshot on the handbrake again before bringing the nose back down. He'll power out. Can he hold on to it? Another points to... Oh, that was too off.
Poor Manfeild circuit is getting an absolute hammering from the weather and from the boys dropping their wheels, so the crew's going to have to go and fill a pretty big trench outside that last outside zone, I would say, tonight or tomorrow.
You know what, rather than do that, we'll just turn them around. We'll unwind it. Of course, we'll see them doing that on Sunday. You can check it out live on Sky Sport. We'll be starting off on Facebook and YouTube as well with the Pro Sport Championship. But this is Luke Fink out on track. He was not scared to go fast, and there goes a wheel drop.
Right there, wheel drop. Like I said before, you need to minimise these deductions. Luke was on a heater of a lap with that deduction, but he's still going to get some good points here, I would say. It was high commitment on that sweeper, as we expect nothing less from this man. And we can't wait to see him tomorrow in battles, especially in a car that works. Jeez, he's going to be a...
LS6 454 engine. It's a Toyota Supra, and this is Clayton Daly. Limitless tyres, RHP, Reed Harrison Performance out of Mata. And this guy here, it's got a big motor under the bonnet of this thing.
It does, mate, and it's got a big supercharger hanging out of it now. These boys put in nice and wide on the sweeper to start his first lap. Grabs that touch and go, just gets it turned on a dime. Misses the ripple strip without allowing him to spin. See the suspension movement there, so he does get the ripple strip on the exit splash as he moves up into the last zone. He's he's put the wheel well off the track.
The way I see it though is if you're going to put a wheel off, as long as it's only one, it should be deducted the same amount. Luke Fink's scores just come through. Wow, 12 points of deductions. So the judges loved it with a 79, a 77 and an 83, but with 12 points of of deductions brings him into 5th position with a 67.7. Clayton Daly, let's have a look at the replay of his run. So
nice and smooth, good throttle control. Definitely got this car set up well for the rain. I'd say just done a lot of work with Darren Kelly as well with setup. So
when you talk about when you talk about Darren Kelly and these guys setting their cars down, what sort of setup and adjustment stuff is Darren doing to them?
Obviously, all these cars got so much adjustment in them, technically in the back and the front. A lot of these cars run a Wisefab setup, or they're of the same sort of type of steering. There's a lot of adjustment you can do into these cars.
So we corner scaling them and everything?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Darren's got a full motorsport workshop up at Hampton Downs at his home, and he does a lot of car setups there.
Hello to Tori,
of the drivers,
Andrea, I think it was Jess, Chicken. Oh, look at them all.
Yeah,
Jamie on the side. Look, there's a little fella over there with no musk. Oh, it's Black Curdy, Aiden. Where's Stocky? Oh, there's Stocky, Drift Jesus. He's looking over the shoulder of Rex, because Rex has probably got Sky Sport. No, he'll be watching he's too cheap to go up and stop throwing signs. Who else is out there? Okay, the car's away, and this is Sam West.
Epic driver out of Bay of Plenty, out of Tauranga, Mount Maunganui. Epic driver, beat me in the last round well and truly. And he's come up through the ranks of Pro Sport as well, and he's just an amazing driver.
It's amazing how you don't forget who's ever beaten you.
Let's go Sam West as he leads up. A little bit slower out of those cones than we've seen before, but he's initiated quite intensely. But let's see, Sam West, known for his limiter. Let's listen in.
Jason Oversteer on the side of Sam Westcar. He's keeping it on the track so far. RHP.
It's nice and smooth from Sam West. Minimal steering creaks. Keep it off. Keep it off.
Come on, Sam. What are you up to?
So close.
And then, of course, he wasn't able to sort of slingshot it the same way the others were, so I guess we might probably see.
And we've got 2 wheels off over the back. Is that 2 wheels off going to be before the end of the section? Tough job for the judges there. That was definitely close to the end of the section. But
He'll probably be crewing somewhere near Clayton Daly. He'll be saying, bro, I'll show you how to do it with a 79 for 4th position. Well, West Plaster has just plastered some work at my house too. Thank you very much.
Shameless plug there.
Yeah.
But here we go. Sam is nice and tiny lap. A little bit of wheel work in there, so his window's down. We can see it. But this is where we go. He gets that deduction of the wheel drop.
That's 1 wheel off.
That's 1 wheel off. He flicks up, tries to be nice and high. Not as high as up as we've seen Taylor James and Michael Thorley before.
Okay, let's count them.
But there we go. The 2 wheels. Is that before? Was it 3 wheels? 3 wheels at once, and it's before the zone ended.
But was it? You know what? Jeremy Slammett will know, and he'll be up next. We'll wait for the scores to come through. Of course, we'll let you know when they do. Taylor James still sitting on the top spot with his 84.3 from Cody Pullenbury on an 83. Third place, Michael Thorley with an 81.7 score.
There we go. There it is.
1-1-1.
They've given him a 1.
Where is Fangadan? He should be up next. Here is Jeremy Slammett.
You know where Fanger would be? He's smart. He'll just be sitting in his garage. Yeah. He's in his garage. Keep him dry. That's what he'll be doing. Here we go. Jeremy Slammett in the Supra, GT86 fronted Supra with the JDM team, the 3rd member, as he flicks into the sweeper.
This guy here, of course, came out of MSC Challenge, won that one there. Most of his drifting's been in New Caledonia. And will come through and power through the circuit.
Sweet as. Here we go. Coming through nice and smooth at a lap. As he comes out to the outer zone, doesn't drop the wheel like the rest, but can he get up nice and high for this last zone? A little bit of handbrake adjustment just to get himself up there. They use the handbrake to get the car a lot further sideways into those zones, and he used that there right on the end to finish the lap. So we'll see a replay in a second of Jeremy's lap as we watch our man Jordan Joyce.
So hang on, this is Jordan Joyce, but it should still be Fangadan that's up, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Actually, they'll be touring around as we see the replay of Jeremy Slammett's lap in the JDM Supra. Lots and lots of comments still coming through on Facebook. Ezra Ellerby says go Sam, also says go Clayton. Clayton says go back to work. You don't finish for another 15 minutes. Limitless tyres, Hewlett's riding them out.
Not a bad lap from Jeremy Slammett until he ended up in this last little zone. He didn't drop any wheels, so he minimised his deductions. And just had a little bit of steering correction going into that top zone, which he didn't get deep enough into. But he finished the lap off. He got some points. It's not going to be a 1. We're just waiting for the score to come through as Jordan Joyce is getting ready for his first lap.
So in theory, Fanger is up next, which means that is this pass that he should be there? Is it already been zeroed? If so, he's got 1 lap to basically set a score. This is Jordan Joyce in the Elite Performance S14.
Let's see what Jordan can do. He's been driving really well lately. Nice and wide on the sweeper. Look at that, minimal steering corrections. You can't see that front wheel moving from there. Nice in that touch and go. Got the front planted, got the rear planted, and he's left it. Coming through, can he keep it out of the grass? He can. Just a little touch and a little strip there. You can see the suspension moving again as he flicks out wide, and he's just going to put a wheel over the edge.
It was on the line. It was on the line.
It was on the line?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I'm with you.
And that's a great slingshot as well to come through. So we'll see how he goes through.
Correct.
Puts a bit of angle on, gets on the gas, and we'll come through and finish the circuit. To me, that was a very, very nice lap.
It was a very, very good lap. And obviously, like I said, he's had a deduction and then tried to get it up nice and high. But how is going to see it? What do you reckon, Steve? You reckon that's off? I'm pretty.
Man, I'm going to go with a 83, 82 average.
Yeah, definitely feel that run should be in the 80s for Jordan.
And I've said it before. I'll say it again. I mean, if I'm wrong, it's because the judges got it wrong, not me.
And what are we seeing? P1. What's P1?
84.3. That's 89, 83, and 81 for Taylor James currently.
88.3 for Taylor James as P1 right now. So
I can say that one of the judges did see a 80 in Jordan Joyce's, but one saw a 67 and a 78. That is 73 average for Jordan Joyce. And Fanga's score is not there, which means that, oh, okay. Well, let's go back to Luke Fink now. Look at that smile. Luke Fink, out of a very dry Queensland.
Can he pull it through? What has he got? He got a minus 12 deduction in his first run. What did he do?
Come on, Luke.
67.7 his first run. Can he improve? Big entries here. Putting on a show.
Tiana and the kids watching their dad, watching their man from Queensland. And we'll see how he goes as he comes through Splash. I don't think they've ever seen rain over there, so this will be completely foreign to them. Let's see what this foreigner can do. Oh, he's actually dabbed a bit of brake.
There he goes. Kept it out of the grass too as he comes into the zone. Bit of a handbrake drag there from Lukey.
Yeah, don't get it up there.
Set him up nice. Is he up nice and high? He is. He gets that zone as well. So this is a lot better lap than it was before. I think this is going to be a valid improvement.
Go hold on to it. He did.
He has. That was it. He toned it down a little touch. He toned it down. And that's going to get him an improvement as he is drifting the back straight.
It's just trying to settle the car down. I mean, it just sometimes they have a mind of their own.
Here we go. Nice and settled. Minimal steering corrections. Only a little touch on the steering corrections. Grabs that touch and go. Back on the throttle. Coming through Splash. Just perfect onto that ripple strip there. Handbrake through the middle section. Slow him up onto the white line. Flicking into the last corner. He could have been a little bit higher on that, but that would be one of the nitpicks. Probably a foot and a half off that white line as he finishes this lap coming through. See a tough job for the judges here as they deliberate. Luke
certainly got a few Luke Fink fans out there. Yeah, there's Tiana now. Go, Luke. Ray Clark says he's thinking that's good.
Clayton Daly on the run-up for his second pass here as we wait for Luke Fink's score to come through.
Clayton Daly sitting in, where is Clayton? He's sitting in 4th position, 79 points for him after his first run of the day. We'll see if he can improve.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go, Clayton. Nice and smooth on the sweeper. A lot of throttle control coming around. Gets that touch and go quite nicely. Jumps into the apex of Splash to bring it through. A little bit wide. Oh, he's very lucky there. Good car
on the track
from Clayton. As he comes through, oh, he's going to drop that wheel again. That rut must have been getting pretty damn high. There's going to be a deduction on him. Actually, pretty good lap.
What I don't understand is every single driver's doing it. Why are they not trying to settle that car down, bring it in?
They're just pushing hard through Splash, grabbing that outer zone. And
because it feels more natural, every single one's going for the natural line, but that doesn't actually mean that you're going to stay on the track.
That's it. And as we saw before, Luke Fink grabbed a little bit of handbrake to settle the car down, maybe to slow the car down a touch. It's hard to slow the car down with a handbrake in the rain. Does Clayton grab the handbrake here to send them out? No, he doesn't. He keeps it on the throttle. So he's on throttle, which just pushes him a little bit wider to then drop that wheel.
Kim Thorley's paying out on Ray Clark, saying classic dad jokes. Ray Clark sending my love to you, mate. I know that you've had a pretty hard time recently. One of our D1NZ media, so setting our love, bro. All right, let's see what is going to happen this time. It is Sam West's turn to come back and try and reset a score. Currently sitting in 17th position with a 1.
Here we go, Sam West. Let's see what Sammy can do. Impressive driver, sitting in 17th at the moment with a average of 1. So let's hope he can get some more points on the board here in the Jason Overs Builders 180SX. Cool car, cool motor, good dude.
West Plaster's on the side. If you look at it on a certain angle, it actually says Jesus on the side of his car. He didn't realise that until I
noticed that too, actually. Here we go. A little bit of a slower entry than what we've seen, but he's keeping it. He's keeping it nice and smooth. That midline around the sweeper.
He's got his wiper blade
off, but grabs that touch and go nicely. Pushes around, he's on the throttle on the left foot brake, a lot of angle, doesn't get as deep as he needed to into that second zone. As he moves through, he's just staying away from dropping those wheels. There's definitely a lot of offline through that section, and then gets up high to grab at that last zone to finish off. But he's definitely going to improve on his 1.
Well, he can improve by going to Repco here and fielding and replacing his wiper blade.
He's definitely going to improve on his one, but I'll show you a point right here, Steve, of where it all went wrong. But nice sweeper.
That's where his windscreen wiper tried to lead the chat.
Yep, grabs that touch and go really nice. Gets into the end of the apex, a splash. Moves through on the throttle, a little bit of left foot brake, but doesn't grab that zone he needed. And then in turn, he had to switch a lot earlier, which has then messed up this whole zone over here that we see everyone drop the wheels.
I'm going to say it was better. Like you were absolutely 100% correct.
Yeah.
But it actually made for a better line because what that did was it actually set himself up really nicely for the rest of the lap. So
a couple of years ago, we ran that line here at Manfeild. We actually ran that line down the bottom. And it's a faster way through that track, but doesn't promote a good chase. What the judges have done here with the outer zones, promoting a way better chase line that we're going to see.
We know
tomorrow.
that Andrew's going to punish him. Maddie West said, at least it's not the bonnet again. Yes, Maddie. Maddie sitting at home enjoying probably air-conditioned comfort as Sam goes out.
Jeremy slam it up for his second run here as we see Sam West is given a 72.7 on his second run. Good improvement. Jeremy slam it. Nice and early entry. That was quite an early entry for Jeremy. He's on the midline of the sweeper. This is going to be...
That's nice lock too. There's no corrections coming through.
Yep. Grabs that touch and go as well. Gets in there to the apex.
So now...
Gets out to the white line, doesn't drop a wheel. He grabs a handbrake. Now it's going to set him up. It's going to slow him down for this part. He's not going to drop a wheel.
That's clever in my opinion.
Not as far as it was. Can he get up high? He just missed that top zone, but he's going to have minimal deductions out of this run. That's the most important thing, especially when you're fighting for the points. Sam
West's score just came through, 73.72, 73, average of 72.7. That's prior to any form of deductions that may be given. And Jeremy slam it out. Now the next driver out is supposed to be Fanger.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but yeah. I did hear a little whisper in my ear before that he's a part of the next group, maybe?
Well, the next group, there's only... okay, so...
The next group, so we're okay, see? He's just chilling out for now. And
so yeah,
we see Fanger in a couple laps' time, but as we see Jeremy Slater finishing off...
I'll blame Launchmaster Willie's put a jacket on.
Has he?
He has cheated the system.
He's finally feeling the cold. Launchmaster Willie is human after all. As we see Jeremy Slamet's second run. Good man, 80.7. Good lap from Jeremy.
Wow,
Jeremy,
fifth position for him.
And keeping down those deductions to keep him in an 80.
Jordan Joyce, he's sitting in 8th position currently in the elite performance Nissan S14. He had a 69, a 78 and an 80 in his first run. We'll see if he can improve that.
Yeah, let's go, Jordan. He's entered nice and wide. Definitely a wide line on the sweeper. It opens up that lock, that wide spab angle. Switches from the touch and go to get himself through. A lot of throttle.
Come on, switch.
Bit of clutch. Is he going to keep it out of the... Is he going to keep it? Is he going to keep it? Yes, he is. Just get nice and high. There we go, Jordan.
Yeah, that's the highest we've seen.
That's it. It was almost over the crown of the road there. You can't get stuck up over that crown of that road there. Yeah,
he's happy. He probably should be.
That's good.
Question from Facebook. How many cars in the pro field? There are 22 qualifying today for the Pro Championship. Round 3, of course, starts tomorrow before we go into round 4 on Sunday when we flip them.
Great lap from Jordan here. This is a very, very impressive lap. He's been driving very well this year. Been doing a lot of driving. He was up in Whangarei doing the Whangarei Street Sprints with Fangadan and his teammate Sean Potros last weekend, putting on a show.
Blair Gribble Bowring was there.
That's right, he was there.
This Corvette's a fiberglass.
There we go. Good lap from Jordan. I'm looking forward to seeing the score of that run come through, which we're just waiting on as we transit round our last group of the day, our last group of pros to hit the circuit for qualifying. Is anyone going to top Taylor James's score? He's still sitting in P1, isn't he? Taylor James in the borrowed car still sitting in P1 with only 5 drivers to go. So,
of course, we
good on you, Taylor. Good on you, mate. Pedaling that unicorn.
The unicorn, the mighty unicorn. There are, as you said, 5 drivers. Fanger, Dan Moorhouse, our 4-time and defending Drift King. Connor Halligan, Dave Steadman, Sean Potros, and Case Pullenbury. We've talked about him. He scared us because I thought he was out, but no, he was just in another group. Century Batteries on the one side, he's got Castro on the other. They've been backing him forever. He's a 4 times champion. This is Fanger Dan Woolhouse. CTB on the back, a beautiful car.
Right, so let's get into setup right here. Look at Fanger's back wheel track. He's taken his spaces off. He's pulled those wheels right in, and that's going to stop it from switching too aggressively and too fast. So it makes the car a lot more controllable, especially in these RTRs and cars like our 86s as well. They're quite wide in the back. They've got a lot of spaces to make up that guard gap and to keep that smooth dry line. But he pulls the spaces off, gets those wheels.
That's what you're talking about right there.
To stop that arch, that swinging arch. And we're going to see here, it's going to be a controllable lap.
Ben Jenkins, 10 years of commentating, probably the greatest comment I've heard. Well done, mate.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. Right, here we go. Oh, he's gone the wrong way around the cone. That's a slap on the end for the...
I know, but he's going to move himself up into the top there. He does get himself up. Come on, Fanger.
Let's go, Fanger. Let's see what he can do. Listen to the limit of that car, hey, that Coyote.
Supercharged V8.
Oh, he's off that zone there. He's not going to be too heavy with himself there. He was definitely off that zone compared to other boys. And he's going to drop a wheel. Oh, he's going to pull off the bumper. He just put back on after last practice. Definitely. This looks like a bit of a banker for a banker run for Fanger. Just get some points on the board and not a couple of ones, but it's definitely not what we can see him do before.
He still managed to keep part of it on the track.
Yeah, kept it on the track, that sort of thing. Definitely dealt to those cones, that's for sure. But yeah, maybe he's on a new tyre this weekend. He's backed by BG Wheels and Tri's tyres. The Tri's tyre, the new one that a lot of drivers on. I'm even on them as well. It's the Tri's Formula R1 Epic tyre. So maybe it's probably the first time he's driven in the wet on that tyre.
What were the tyres that Jason Ferrin was running? Those?
That's them. This is them. So
that's them.
This is the tyre that Ferrin bought over last year.
Okay.
And used, old JT Ferrin.
That was somewhat of a surprise for the competition when they're like, what has he turned up?
Yeah,
gotcha.
So everyone in Australia had this Tri. It's been in Australia for years. And after that, Jason Ferrin, working with BG and with Tri New Zealand last year, they brought in a lot. So there's quite a few drivers on them now. Taylor James, I think the Pullenburys might have a few, and Fanger's only just transitioned this round onto them now because they're an epic tyre. Yeah.
Wow. Another epic driver. He's he Pro Sport champion from a couple of seasons ago. Jason Oversteer on the side. McKinstry Roofing, of course. This is out of Topor. It's Connor Halligan. Score has come through for Fanger Dan. 72.3, but this is Connor Halligan in the 919. It's a 1.5 JZ engine and a Nissan S14, making around 700 horsepower. See how he can go.
Let's go, Connor Halligan. 1.5 JZ tuned by JT Performance under the bonnet. Let's see what he can do. Very, very good driver. This Connor made into the podium in the last round. He was wide on the sweeper. Big commitment, a lot of speed. As he flicks in and just misses that touch and go as he's coming through Splash. Grabs that cone again, and we're going to see 2 wheels off, and that's going to be your one, Steve, unfortunately for Connor Halligan.
Well, that's not the one, is it? That's not that Tahi, but he's going to go up and just finish this lap. Phoenix Radiators too. Did you see that? It's at Phoenix Radiators on that.
Yeah, we back Connor, that's for sure. He's a great driver coming up through the ranks. But
radiators for cars, normal cars, road cars as well?
Yeah.
Oh, where do you find
them? Bread and butter.
Phoenix Radiators.co.nz?
Phoenix Radiators.co.nz. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about Connor Halligan. He's got Domino tyre on the back. It's a new tyre brand from Chris Howard. Chris Howard obviously doing
this is one of Pickett's ones?
Yep,
sure.
Yep. So Chris Howard does a whole lot of grassroots events, does amazing things for grassroots and Matsuris in New Zealand, but his new tyre brand is Domino Tyres. He supports a couple of drivers and he supports Connor Halligan full out with the new Zek Nova semi-slick that's on the back of that car, which is an epic looking tyre. If you get a chance to go have a look at that tyre, that looks like a slick. It's still a semi-slick.
Wow, okay.
But it's a very impressive tyre, and Connor Halligan, the first New Zealander to be on them. To go get those tyres, and they seem to be pretty damn good, those tyres.
You know what else is pretty damn good? The broadcast team who are putting this together. Nice work with that slow-mo too, Kyan. Of course, Kaz in there, then our switches and everyone else. A great director too. What an amazing director. What's his name? Brendan White. All right, let's see what Dave Stedman can do. He is our third to last qualifier. This is an RB32 powered Nissan S14, Repco 24/7, Mimico and Napa Auto Parts. Let's see what the Tauranga driver can do as he heads into the first turn, and he is out wide. Hold on to that one, boy. He is probably good. He's going to got a lot closer than I expected coming through that. He's won before here. The Team DSR cars seem to go really well at Manfield.
Yeah, definitely. Dave Stedman, yep, he's been around for a long time in the D1, and he's a pretty damn good peddler, as we see there on that clipping point. He gets out nice and wide. We saw just before, just a little touch and ripple strip with the suspension movement, as we see him come through here to finish that. That's a nice tidy banker lap for Dave Stedman, and he'll be...
That looked like it was going to be a terrible start to the lap.
Yeah.
He comes through and then there's a slight correction, so he's setting up here and like it looks really nice, smooth arc, and then right there.
Just loses the front of touch, has to do a steering correction.
If you stuff it up at the start, you're never going to get it back. This is one of the few times that we actually almost see it coming back.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to be interested to see the score that come through here for Dave Stedman and how they're going to score him, but just gets through there.
And he holds onto it through there. That looked like it was definitely going. Managed to bring it up a little bit. It comes through to finish. Dave Stedman, what's he going to... Oh, okay. Hang on, there's no Sean Potros either.
Sean Potros, unfortunately, has lost
an
engine today. Lost an engine.
But he was hoping to have a second car, and that car may not have arrived.
Yeah, so very unfortunate for Sean. Hell of a peddler. Had some...
What do you do, though? Do you talk to Jordan and say, give me your car?
I don't know how their team works. That team works. But unfortunately, yeah, Sean bowing out of qualifying today. As we see up-and-coming talent, epic driver Case Pullenbury coming for his first run.
2JZ powered Core Civil Nissan S14. Case Pullenbury has the winningest streak ever in the history of New Zealand drifting, the D1NZ. He won every round last year and he's won every round so far as he's taken the big step up to pro. Case Pullenbury, go local on there, and we'll see how he goes. Big angle.
Big angle. Can he get up into this last zone? Let's see. Little adjustment there on the foot brakes. We see the brake light illuminate. But it's going to be a good finish to the lap there from Case. It's going to be a good finish to the lap and a nice banker for him. I'm pretty sure he'll be turning around now with points on the board to give us a wild second lap. But yeah, can we talk about him? Epic driver last year. I think he won every round of Pro Sport last year.
Yeah, but he also won a round before that as well, the previous year, if I'm right.
And then round one of Pro this year.
Yeah, we're on a Pro.
Epic.
So I think he's at seven straight wins.
Yeah. Fantastic driver, epic crew. Cody obviously being an amazing driver. He's come up through the Pro Sport ranks with me as well. And yeah, Captain Murray Pullenbury building these amazing cars. And he just spanners on them. Murray, he just loves tinkering away and builds these epic cars for these two boys to drive. And it's so good to see them down here at Manfeild and Case putting on a damn good lap one. So here we go. Let's see what my mate Fanger can do. What can he pull out? Has he gotten angry? Is he angry himself for his first lap?
Well, he's got 12th position at the moment, 71.7. He'll definitely want to get himself to at least 8th place. He's going to need to push that car. It's a Ford Mustang RTR Spec 5D, running that Coyote V8. It's supercharged, and he's gone for the inside again.
550 horsepower.
Yeah.
No, I don't agree.
650?
No, I don't agree.
I don't think it's 800. Really?
Yeah. Here we go. Fanger initiating. What can he do? Bumper flying off. No care. Doesn't care. He's quite wide on the sweeper. Can he bring it into the touch and go? Yes, he does. He gets it in. Gets into that apex. The middle of the splash. Now he just needs to control it. No wheel drops. Don't want to see any wheel drops here, Fanger. Don't throw it away. Don't get too wide.
No, that's not a wheel drop. Stop looking.
He's dropped a wheel. The lap was going to be amazing up until then, but he just pushed it a little bit too wide. As he gets it through the rest of the section.
He held on to it there. Okay, we'll just take the deduction for the wheel drop.
Take the deduction for the wheel drop. That doesn't see the point. I don't know how the judges are going to score this, though, being so wide on the sweep. He's so wide and out there, if they're going to like the knot. But he got back to the touch and go, and that's the main thing.
Yeah, but he's drift cork through and through, and so was JT. So surely there's got to be... I'll watch the scores. I bet you JT scores them higher.
Up until here, up until the wheel drop.
Stop looking at it. So I just want everyone to know that I'm honest and truthful in what I say. I'm totally full of it. I'm just trying to rack you guys up, and I'm getting grabbed by the director. Yeah, I've been told. You know how else is going to get told? Connor Halligan, he's going to get told to fully send it. 1.5 JZ under the bonnet. Hanson and Murray, he's got the sponsors. Come on, what's your score, Fanger?
Rightio, what are they going to have Fanger for his score? We see Connor Halligan leaving the line for his second run. Can Connor Halligan improve? Yes, hopefully he'll improve on his one.
Well, he'll make his way around the outside. Oh, that's probably the 12th time Fang has done that at this track.
Here we go, Connor Halligan getting a run up. Let's see what he can do. A little bit of nerves be on his side, definitely.
That's a slow start.
Yeah.
Smart though. So this is about putting it on track.
Here we go. He's wide on the sweeper. Same sort of line that Fangadan took in the sweeper.
Not as wide.
Switching. Not too much commitment on that switch. So just had a little bit of hesitation on that switching there, which caused a low angle switch.
Connor sitting on a...
he's grabbed that handbrake. Can he... Yeah, he stopped
sitting on a one at the moment.
The wheel off.
And he'll start to slingshot it up. He'll use a lot of handbrake to get himself there. But back on the gas. Comes through to finish.
That's just a little bit off those clips to finish that lap off. But in saying that, the nerves sitting in Connor Halligan and in his mind after his first run of having a 1, he's going to have some points on the board here. So that's all he needed to do was get some points, get through this rain.
So Sean Potros, I have the team doing another motor overnight, hopefully back tomorrow to make battles. I don't know.
Good luck, Sean. I hope you get it back, mate. Right, replay here of Connor.
How does he make battles though? Doesn't he have to set 1 point score?
I believe from what I've heard, he won't be in tomorrow, but he'll be in for round 4 on Sunday. It will start with a 1, so he'll be at the bottom.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, we'll definitely have to get some clarification.
We need some clarification. Hopefully Kenny Ruddle's watching this because he's always good for telling me what the...
Let's go, Dave Stedman. Here we go.
Second run of the day for Dave Stedman, sitting a 3rd in the championship currently. His first run for 7th position, an 80.7. He got a 78, a 78 and an 86. He's kept it on the track this time and see how far he can drag that rear of that S14 up. Not too bad. He'll start to slice the nose back down, get back on the throttle and finish the lap. A good, solid finish for Dave Stedman. He's certainly going to have some points. Where did Fanger go in the second run? He moved into 10th.
Fanger's score 78.3, so it did improve. It did improve slightly, but look, he got the wheel deduction. He would have been an 80.3, but he got a deduction. Like I said before.
Told you so. 8 points difference between JT and the other person. The other judges. Yep.
Rightio, Dave Stedman in the replay of his lap here. Is he going to improve on his first run? Dave Stedman sitting on a 80.7 for his first run.
Can I also say that JT across the board has actually scored higher than the other ones? This man here, he leads the championship. This man here has won more than anything else. He got Go Loco, but CK Earthworks, Core Civil on the side. What can't he do as he goes down the hands of Launch Master Willie? It's full send, and this is down the front straight here at Manfeild Circuit Pres Amon. It is the last run of the day.
Let's see what sort of show we can see here from Case. He's sitting in 8th with a 80.3, and if I know this kid, he's going to put on a heater. So here we go. Let's see what he can do. Up there, run up. We're going through the gears, the G-Force GSR. Looking at aggressive initiation there from Case in the wet. He's quite wide on the sweeper. Can he bring it back into the touch and go?
We saw it with Fanger, and he's, well, I guess he's got it.
Get there. He just got there. Maybe a little bit more room there he could have got to as he comes through the next section. Nice. A lot of angle. He's scrubbed a lot of speed. So that means he's going to come through here a lot smoother, Steve. He's not going to drop a wheel there. A lot of angle. It's definitely a lot slower. But it's not going to set him up for the last outer zone enough. But still...
Will we see more than an 80-point score?
Possibly not with just that last part. He left the last zone a little bit too late and didn't get himself across in time. Second to last zone, sorry, and didn't get himself across in time to the last zone. As we see here, nice sweeper, gets back into the touch and go, uses the grip of the car, the forward drive of those tyres, sets it up there to grab the apex and splash and move on out to the outer ribble strip, keeps it off the ribble strip to stop the effective spin. And just gets around here, a little bit more room. He could have been out towards those cones, but he didn't dig a hole, didn't get through, and then just left it a little bit too late to get across to that last zone there, as we see, which set him up awkwardly for this last corner. But he's going to have 0 deductions on wheel drop-offs, which is a good thing. Will he improve on an 80.3? I don't know, and we're about to find out. But what a way to end qualifying here, Steve.
Definitely a way to finish it. Case Pullenbury, we'll see where he finishes. Currently in 8th position. Obviously he can't get any worse than that. As we see, wow, look at that. I can tell you that one there is probably telling a few lies to what it's really like. Looking very, very dark out the doors at the moment as as they start heading back in. Are we going to see an improvement from Case? We know that in the top 8 he gets the pass, and is it improvement? By 1.
It's an improvement. There we go. Case Pullenbury gets a 1 point improvement from an 80.3 to an 81.3 on his second run. So good on you, Case. Keeping it on the track, minimising those deductions, those wheel deductions, which are also important when it's the treacherous weather like this. And now we see, here we go. Here we go, here's our leaderboard, here is our qualifying, and congratulations, Taylor James takes out P1 in the Burrow car.
For Taylor James. Jordan Joyce sitting in second position, 84.
Amazing, Jordan Joyce sitting in second on an 84. Luke Fink in the boss's car, 83.3. Dave Stedman, a man who knows his way around Manfeild, with an 83. Cody Pullenbury in fifth with an 83. Michael Thorley in sixth with an 81.7. Case Pullenbury, younger brother of Cody, just behind Michael Thorley in an 81.3. Jeremy Slammett, good qualifying performance from him in the JDM Supra, an 80.7, with Clayton Daly of RHP in the Supra from 79.3. Fanganan gets himself through with a 78.3. Here we go. Jaranov Kroner in 11th with a 75 flat. Connor Halligan finishes off in 12th with a 75 flat. Sam West on a 72.7. Closely behind with Adam Davies on a 63. Actually, not closely behind. Adam Davies on a 63.7 for 14th position. Kurt Blackie in 15th with a 52.7. Johnny Latham from Christchurch, 44.7 for 16th.
And after that,
here we go. Jace Brown on a 1 in 17th. James McManaway in 18th, and the rest of the field sitting there on 1s. So as we finish off our qualifying day here in the wet, treacherous conditions here in Manfeild, we're going to let our crew go and get a bit dry. The driver's going to get a bit dry. And thanks for tuning in today. We will see you guys tomorrow for Battle Day for round 3 of the Repco D1NZ.
D1NZ National Drifting Championship is heading to Tauranga for the grand finale of the 2024 season. 50 of New Zealand's best sideways masters take on New Zealand's House of Drift, the concrete jungle of Bay Park Stadium, in a 2-night electrifying motorsport showcase which crowns a champion. An atmosphere like no other, with high horsepower drifting battles, show cars, monster truck demonstration and more. Thousands of tyres, hundreds of battles, but there can be only one Drift King. Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship Grand Finale, Bay Park Stadium, Friday and Saturday, May 10th and 11th. Get your tickets now at D1NZ.com.